your spiritual and personal development journey, your head and your mind can be one of the greatest enemies to your overall well-being and to your own self-love. Our fears, which our mind sort of create based on our limiting beliefs, really do reflect back to us our limiting beliefs, and in very dramatic ways sometimes that can be very effective in helping us understand what needs to be healed, and very effective in limiting our satisfaction and our joy in life as well. Our negative thoughts and our negative criticisms of ourselves can be like raindrops. One or two can be uncomfortable or annoying, but the more they add up, they can completely drench you, ruin your day. They can create ponds, rivers, oceans, floods that can make us feel like we're drowning. So it's really important to understand that where those fears are, we can change them into more positive affirmations, positive thoughts. We can just change them, but it can be important to understand where the limiting beliefs come from in the first place. So we know that a limiting belief is just a belief that limits us. A belief is just a practiced pattern of thought. It's where neuroconnectors and receivers are relating to each other in your brain. And whatever you believe is what your brain and your reality through law of attraction, both of them, continue to bring into your life as more evidence of your beliefs. So by being more conscious of where your beliefs are and why you have certain beliefs, whether it was upbringing, outside the outside validation you were getting, most of it is social programming, which we'll talk more about in another video. But we can then heal where these come from and change them. And instead of criticizing, we can offer more self-love. Well, two of the reasons for these limiting beliefs of why they become rampant, why we can hear things and instead of denying them, no, that's not true, no, I'm not like that, we will instead sort of absorb them and integrate them into our experience. And this is worthiness, self-worthiness, and self-value. So worthiness, one way of describing it, some people use the terms confidence, self-esteem, and that's part of it, but I feel worthiness and value go down even further into your programming and your layering. So it is what your self-esteem and your confidence is actually built upon. And worthiness is, we feel like we have to prove we have the right to take up space, that we have we have to prove that we're worthy of the good things in life, the things that we want. And or I should say, this is unworthiness, is needing to prove that we have the right to be here, take up space, that we're worthy of the good things, that we're worthy of love, that we're worthy of the relationships in our lives. And it can lead us to over-committing, over-explaining, overdoing, all of it, over criticizing ourselves, and overstaying in relationships that don't serve us, or in careers or jobs that don't serve us. And worthiness, what it is what you expect from the world in response to who you are. And it's more emotional. It's more on an emotional level that our worthiness exists. Now, self-value is how you hold yourself within yourself and what you expect as a result. So it has to do more with behavior. If you value your time, other people will value your time and act accordingly. They won't be late to business meetings or to lunch with you. So the worthiness is more emotional, the self-value is more behavioral, but they really go together. And it's about holding yourself in a place of worthiness and of value within yourself. And this will define what you attract into your life and what you allow into your life and what you stand for. If you allow yourself to have healthy boundaries, what kind of relationships and people do you allow into your life? So when people say things to me like, I have all these people in my life that don't value my time, I would say, where are you not valuing your time? And a lot of people can look at something like that as, well, they'll have a lot of excuses of why they're not prioritizing themselves more. But again, you have these choices. You are not a slave to your life. You are creating your life every day with every choice. You're choosing to be in a job that you work too much. You are choosing what you're prioritizing in your day, how you're raising your children, what amount of time you're giving to them and to yourself. These are choices. We may seem at the time that we are powerless because people need to be here, people need to be there, and that's the overcommitted aspect to this. And so this builds a lot of resistance in your self-improvement journey, spiritual journey, because I hear a lot of people saying things, the I can'ts, or why am I not doing things to help myself? I know this helps me. I feel better when I do it. Why do I have so much resistance to doing it? So whether it's something as simple as I have a migraine and I know getting up and drinking this tea or taking some aspirin is going to help, and instead I just lay on the couch in misery. Or I know my morning rituals and practices help me when I am in that routine. My life flows so much better. I have so much more satisfaction, but I just can't force myself to do it. And that is where, and we'll talk about this in another way in a whole nother video, but that is where worthiness and value come in as well. And are you feeling worthy of feeling better? Do you value yourself enough to make changes and different choices? Can you unprogram yourself and spend the time and the energy doing that and committing to yourself to be able to make the changes that you need? And so if we have a lack of worthiness in our lives, we don't value ourselves enough, which are, great basis for self-love, then we are going to have a harder time doing anything that improves our lives and makes us feel better, whether it's the relationships that we hold, how we prioritize things. If we're effectively getting up and getting things done, it does link back into our own worthiness and value. So really looking at where are your fears and what are the limiting beliefs behind that, and where are there a lack of worthiness and value that you have that is the foundation for these limiting beliefs.